Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Alderman to the City of Fayetteville. This is October the 14th, 2025. On our agenda, we have Reverend Wyatt Stevens, to say our prayers, so we're going to ask Director Nathan Browning. And then also, we have special guests here tonight for our pledge. We have two fifth graders from Faskin School, Emmett Wright. And Emmett is the son of Adam and Katie Wright.
Hi.
We also have Natalie Brewer, and she is the daughter of Chris and Brianna Brewer. Both of these, as I say, are fifth graders at Ralph Faskin. So the two girls and boy will come forward, and Director Brownie's going to say our case.
No, right. Most gracious Heavenly Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time, Lord, that Leah set aside to do the business of this great city, the business of you and your will. We thank you for that. Lord God, as we go forward tonight, may you bless this place. May you bless the ones who are in attendance tonight. Bless their families. Lord, that the business of the city will be in good faith and will be in your hands. Thank you for everything that you do for us day in and day out. Lord, we thank you for your son, Jesus, and what he's done for us. It's in his name we pray. Amen.
You have a pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
So,
I'm going to take this time to make an announcement that our next monthly Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting will be on Wednesday, November the 12th, and this is due to Veterans Day being on Tuesday. So next month's meeting, November the 12th, 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Now for the adoption of the agenda, I would I've presented you with an amended agenda, and that is to add item M to the agenda. You were notified previously about this reappointment, and so I just want to make sure that that's on the agenda. If I can get a motion for the amended agenda.
so moved.
Have a motion, second. Motion by Alderman Faulkner, second Alderman Keenan. Any discussion? Debbie, you call the vote, please.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Mr. Small?
Aye. That motion carries.
So, now, to you.
Okay, also, Board, you have been provided the minutes for the September the 9th, 2025 board meeting. And also, I'll ask first, were there any corrections to the regular meeting minutes? Hearing none, those minutes will stand approved as presented. You were also presented with the special call meeting minutes. That meeting was held on September the 15th, 2025. Were there any corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, those minutes will stand approved as presented. We have no one to sign up for public comments tonight, so we will move into our reports. We have with us tonight CEO Britt Dye from the Fayetteville Public Utilities.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. The report, we're going to talk a little bit about water. I imagine if you ride anywhere around town, you're going to see we're right in the middle of it. So right now we're on the Cottage Street, headed east all the way out to the bypass and 64 Highway, where we'll be boring a little bit at the bridge, underneath the bridge as well, and open cutting some of that. We're also be putting a 12-inch line all the way from the square where we stopped, which the square looks really good now since the paving and striping got done. Turned out to be a good project. 12-inch all the way out through there. Then we'll be hooking back up on the north main of the square, on the north side of the square going out North Main, which will continue on out toward Blatt Avenue up in that area. So we're still got through with Third. We're patching holes with gravel. North Bellevue, South Bellevue, Washington Street. We're trying to get everything tested and back-teed and all that so we can start hooking up new services to improve some of those customer services as far as pressure. Some of the ones over on North Bellevue, believe it or not, they had a 1/4-inch line for a service line. And that's very, very little, so, I mean, no telling what kind of better pressure they're gonna be getting. So, right now, out of all the lines that we put in, we've installed 1,743 feet, a 12-inch. We still got 18,000 left to go. On the 10-inch, we've installed 460 feet, still got 140 to go. 8-inch, we've installed 152 feet, over 2,000 left to go. 6-inch, we've installed 5,500 feet with 47,000 more feet to go. 2-inch, 19,000 more feet to go. And we have installed 22 insertion valves. You know, when you get the emails that we got these insertion valves so we can isolate the service lines. We've installed 22 of them. We've installed 11 new fire hydrants and 75 3/4-inch services. So we still got a long ways to go. We're still working on Huntsville Highway on the sewer side. We're about to wrap it up on the main highway. Got a couple of laterals. Working down Liberty Road now to finish that up. I guess you've been seeing that, Alderman Bradford out through there. So, got a lot going on around town. I'll be glad when it's done, but it's a 3-year project. So it's a long time. The gas department, we've done some survey on the field services, on the annual gas leak survey. Everything's turned out so good. Engineering, we've had 21 pole changes this past month, and we have completed 145 stake and sheet work orders. On the operations side, if you go out, also out Liberty Road, we've been installing a 3-phase new line conductor for low growth out in that area. And this line will continue on from the Park City substation going south all the way to the state line. You know, that was in our long 20-year work plan, but we're going on and getting that because of the growth they're expecting to come between Hazel Green and Lakey County. Tree trimming, we're all over the place. If you could see, a lot of the trees are dying, the ash trees especially, they're falling out of the right of way, causing a lot of problems as far as knocking the lines down. We're trying to take care of them as quick as we can. Telecom, we got 53 new services. And right now, on this middle mile, we've installed close to another 60 miles of fiber plant. So we will be having contractors coming in on some underground in town. The underground portion, we'll start replacing the old cable plant with fiber. Then when we get the underground part done, then we'll start looking at doing the overhead. So that's my report, Mayor.
Good question.
I appreciate the one came down to the 90th year anniversary. It went very well, had a good crowd, good turnout, and I appreciate that too.
It was very nice. Fred, one question. I noticed that some of the subdivisions around, you've got these green boxes around. Will any of this fiber eliminate any of those boxes? Because you've got the tall, skinny ones, and you got the big ones, and
Yes, ma'am, and some of them are the competitors too. Now, we try to have the smaller boxes, but now with the new box that they've come out that they supply as far as like even on the electric side for underground services, on the secondary services, it all comes up and it's got all the connectors on the inside. Because everything has increased so much in price, we try to get away from pricing everything separate because it's cheaper to buy it as a whole, so the box might be just a little bit bigger. But we try to go to the minimum as much as we could do. Yes, ma'am.
I had a question about that, and I'm not sure.
They're not the prettiest thing in the world, but, you know, you gotta keep everything above the ground so it don't get saturated in water and everything.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. We'll now move to our standing report, and the first we have the Fire Department, Chief Birdman.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of September, the fire department responded to 132 incidents. This included 112 EMS calls, 3 fires, 2 hazardous conditions, 6 good intents, and 9 false alarms. That's my report.
Thank you. Police Department, Chief Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of September, we had a total of 101 incidents. We made 54 arrests, had a total of 39 traffic crashes, and we issued a total of 130 traffic citations. There was a total of 1,782 police activity events. And for my criminal investigation division, there's only 2 investigators that reported of one is on vacation. So those 2 investigators have a total of 368 cases on hand They opened 10 new cases, closed 3, and they presented 2 grand jury present. And that's my report.
Thank you. Finance Department, Kevin Owens.
Good morning, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. For our report, we're going to report that the local sales tax in the month of September was $249,849, which represented a 7.69 decrease from this time last year. Our state sales tax was $64,785.68. That represents a 6.55 increase, 6.55% increase. And our occupancy tax received was $12,199, and that's a 21.22% decrease from this time last month. And that's the financial report.
Thank you. Parks and Recs Department, Director Browning.
Thank you, Mayor. Say thank you to our parade team, committee members. Our Christmas parade theme this year, the Hometown Christmas, which was submitted by Miss Phyllis Picklin. Monster Mash Bash is scheduled for Saturday, October 25th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Stonebridge Park. Senior Fishing Rodeo was a success with over 100 participants. Bingo for the month of November will be November the 3rd at 1 o'clock, and that's for anyone 55 and older, and that is our report.
Thank you. Uh-oh.
You.
No calling out, please. Next, we are going to go to Planning and Codes. Director Gentry.
Come to Public Works, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed Public Works.
All right. Thank you, Mayor.
Director Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. So for the month of September, the sanitation department picked up 240 tons of household waste. The street department picked up 148 tons of brush. The garage completed 45 work orders along with the maintenance on the public works equipment. That's my report.
Thank you. Now, for Planning with Covens.
Thank you, Mayor. 19 permits were issued in September. The total project valuation was $836,322. The total permit fees was $3,011. This month, during the department report, we've added a list of the mobile food vendors with our regular report on your iPads. And so that has a current list that we wanted to provide. And then October the 20th is the next date that the fire department will be doing the fire inspections for the mobile food vendors. And those are done at Station 2 and Thornton Taylor Parkway. For September, we had 45 property maintenance violations that were logged. And then we have a second court hearing coming up on October the 16th for 6-2 and Kiwanis Avenue. Garrett Jones was able to obtain his property maintenance housing inspector certification, so I wanted to congratulate him. At the September 23rd Planning Commission meeting, we held officer elections. Jim Donaldson is our chairman, Frank Hughes is our vice chairman, and Dr. Mike Carey is our secretary. We approved the Colossia minor plat at that meeting, and then 2 rezoning requests were approved and recommended up to this board, and they're on the agenda tonight to call for a public hearing. And that's my report.
Thank you. Back to City Administrator Kevin Owens for his report.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of September, you should have received our reporting your package, but also know things that we're working on. First, I would like to thank the Police Department Chief Jennings and Debbie. Today, we were able to work out a major security issue for the municipal building that has been hunting me since my arrival. So you will get an email because it's a security issue, but it was a big accomplishment, and I do want to give credit to both of them. In addition, we are still continuing to work on the homeless issues. We have a meeting in 2 weeks to try to bring a little resolve to that. Jack Williams and I are talking constantly about fleet management, and we're developing a plan. I have also been working with Director Gentry on the municipal code. We're finally getting some traction from them testing that. So within the next month or so, you probably hear a little bit from committee. And we're announcing open enrollment for employees will be next Tuesday and Thursday, which Debbie and Hanukkah have been working to get all of our employees enrolled. And finally, I'm very thankful after 2 years to say that animal control is now under the police department. So complaints called chief.
I didn't hear him clap on that, Kevin.
It's called retired.
So Kevin, when, I guess, these reports on police activity, will those be wrapped in, animal control calls would be wrapped into that, or would they be reported separately to know the track?
I plan to record it separately.
Nice.
Anything else? Okay, we have no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business at this time. And with item A, this is, you have presented to you the application for an event permit for the host of Christmas Past. This is an annual event. It is around the downtown square, and that is November the 14th and 15th. So we'll need a motion.
Motion go through.
Motion by Alderman Keenan, second.
Second.
Second, Alderman Alder. Any discussions or questions? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
That motion carries. Item B, this is also for an event permit. It comes from the Washington Street Church of Christ. This is for their Fall Fun Fest, and Trunk or Treat. This is Sunday, October the 26th, and that is on Washington Street. I'll need a motion for approval.
Motion to accept.
Motion by Vice Mayor Frank Bradford.
Second.
Second, Alderman Keenan. Any discussion or question? Didn't call the vote.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. We'll now move to item C. This is the Fear Not Fest, October the 31st. This is hosted by the First Baptist Church, starts at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to. Second.
Motion by Alderman Small, second Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Do we call the vote?
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Also, we have a permit request for Chase the Cheetah. It's a 5K reindeer run. This is held every year about this time, November the 15th, 2025. And it looks like it's going to start in Stonebridge Park. You have all the information attached. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Keenan, second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Smythe. Any questions? Did we call back?
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
That motion carries.
And then,
Item E, this is Resolution R 2025-13. I'm going to read this to you. It's whereas the Board of Mayor and Alderman are authorized the City of Fayetteville to apply for the grant for the Tennessee Highway Safety Office to provide funding for payment of equipment and overtime pay to be used to reduce traffic crashes and related costs. And whereas the City of Fayetteville's grant application has been approved such that $10,000 has been offered to the City of Fayetteville by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Whereas if accepted, the grant funds will be used by the City Police Department for eligible expenditures. And now therefore, in consideration of the foregoing, be it resolved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Fayetteville, Tennessee, that the City of Fayetteville is hereby authorized to accept the Tennessee Highway Safety Office grant. Do I have a motion?
motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Bradford, second by Alderman Keenan. Any questions or discussion? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
That motion carries. Item F, this has been on our table for quite some time, and this is, you've been provided the Camp Blunt agreement.
Yes.
It's the state and the City of Fayetteville. They are asking for the mayor to sign this agreement. If everyone's had a chance to look at that, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion with Vice Mayor Bradford, second Alderman Keenan. Any question?
Yeah, discussion, or the question. At work session, it was brought up that there was maybe going to be some updates to the MOU by this meeting. Is there anything you could provide?
I've had some discussion with folks at Camp Blunt, the Camp Blunt organization, but we haven't gotten a meeting scheduled yet, so we don't, as far as I don't, we meet. I've got to need to work on that.
So are there any implications? So say we have this agreement, it's between us and the state, which is how it has been, but there is no agreement for the Camp One Association to do anything there. Is there anything that stops them from operating there right now, or are we just moving forward with the assumption that we would have an MOU within, I think it gives us 60 days to have a document, a founding document? Has there been word from the Camp One Association that they're willing to have that completed within ample time and not?
I can't definitively say that that's a document problem, but I mean, basically what we were trying to do was to have a kind of a discussion to see where they were about it. So I sugarcoat that till you there's something imminent that I don't really have the authority to say.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, Joseph, to your question, the MOU and the foundation document are two totally separate things. But Camp Blunt in the past has done a lot of things that are required in this. They've taken the charge on that. And so we're hoping it's nothing new that we would add to this. We would just kind of do an agreement, if I understand it right, do maybe an MOU with them to say, kind of place where the responsibility goes.
Okay.
But at the end of everything, it still lies on the city.
Right. Yeah. That's my question is, if we signed this agreement, it's on us. We don't have any agreement that anybody else is going to do the work besides us. I don't know. It just seems that you would want to have that in place before you sign an agreement with the state. But
That was my question before. It seemed like we were getting the cart before the horse, but we're at a standstill. I'm not sure, does the December 31st deadline still apply? I know that they have notified me they want us to sign.
They did initially send a notice to giving us 60 months. When I spoke with the attorney, because they're across my fiscal year, and it's just so many complications, she asked could we have it done by November 1st. Just to kind of keep things in accordance with the state. They recognize, and as a matter of fact, they have recommended an MOU, but their primary purpose is with the city.
Right.
So that's what they need to do.
And I agree that we move forward with this. As long as everybody's, I guess, talking in good faith, that we're not going to be hung out to dry, and that we've signed this agreement. We go to the Camp One Association, and they're like, actually, we're not going to sign an MOU now. Well, we've already signed it with the state. So as long as, I guess, the board understands, or we've got the feeling that there is some good faith there, I think I'd be satisfied. But do we think that?
I feel like the conversations I have had have been in good faith, but I have expected everybody that would be involved in that process and says,
Yeah.
Any other questions? Debbie, call the vote.
Ms. Small? Aye. Mr. Alderman? Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
That motion carries. Item G. This is to call for a public hearing. This is on the property located at 521 Market Street West. This public hearing will be held November the 12th, 2025. That is on a Wednesday prior to the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting that night. Do I have a motion for this public hearing?
Player go through.
Motion by Alderman Keenan, second.
Second.
Alderman Alder. Any question? Any comment?
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Aye.
That motion carries. We also, item H, we have a call for a public hearing. This is a rezoning at 406 Franklin Avenue. Just like the previous rezoning application, you've been provided all the information. This public hearing will be held Wednesday, November the 12th, 2025, just prior to the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman Faulkner, second by Alderman Keenan. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote, please.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Aye. Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Then we'll move to item I. This is the approved, the Downtown Improvement Grant Parklet. The information has been provided to you on your iPad about this parklet. Also, I think we saw a rendering of this, and this is a part of the Downtown Improvement Grant. It was, came before this board to approve the acceptance of this grant in December 2024. So we're just moving on. It's part of the Downtown Improvement Grant, also included the facade money, and you can see around the square, a lot of the merchants have taken part in this, and they're updating their buildings. It might be paint, it can be canopies, windows, doors, just a lot of different things to improve their property. And this part of it is a separate part of the grant. So do we have a motion to continue on the Downtown Improvement Grant as far as the parklet is concerned?
Motion to.
Motion by Vice Mayor Bradford, second.
But.
Second, Alderman Keenan. Any discussion? All about you?
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Ms. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
No.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Okay, I'm going to try and ready. This is for the Fayetteville City School TEMA request for cost overruns. You have been provided a letter, this is from Mr. Jones, for the mayor to sign, and it talks about the overruns of this project.
So this is just to.
We need a motion for discussion. Do we have a motion? That's all right.
Because it is right.
Motion Alderman Alder, second. Seconds by Vice Mayor Bradford. Discussion.
This is just giving them authorization to send the letter, right? It's don't obligate the city to do anything, it's just the obligation for the letter.
It doesn't, it's for the city schools. The city of Fayetteville owns the city schools. So, but it's for the city schools. They are submitting the formal request for the cost of the line.
This is just a request to any funding deal.
Also, I think you were provided a package, on the last page of that package, it showed the budget increases from the previous budget, and Director Jones is here in case we have any questions. It looked like the total cost was $9,372,045.37. Both bids came in over budget, and with then looking back at the bid that they would go with, it would take the total budget to $12,539,722.52. Of that $12 million, the federal share is 90%, the state share, TMAT, would be 5%, and the local share from the federal city schools would be 5%, and that is $626,986.08. That's what the city school would be responsible for. Any other question?
Should we have direct, I'm a man, right, cut
Cool.
short question.
Yeah, sure. I anticipate that may be the case. I'll also source matter experts with you as well.
So I guess my question is, of the $3 million, what is the city like, what did that come to? If, once you go, that's going to city, I'm trying to figure out how to, guys, it increases, fire part goes up.
So, yes, the city itself has an MOU with the city school system. The city school system has more than $3 million budgeted for that. We have plenty of money budgeted. Yes, as we increase the total, the 5% proportion goes up. The cost for the non-grant eligible materials has also gone up, but all that is budgeted as well, and we've got it.
Guess my question is the overage we would split with TEMA. That's what we're asking TEMA to cover.
Yes, what we're asking TMA is to release the additional funds above the original budget to make it acceptable and compliant with the current budget. May I ask Greg to come up? He's Greg Kennedy and Leo Wood are here with me from Broadus and Associates. They're kind of the regional experts. They do these projects constantly. I will make sure I'm a school teacher, so they'll correct me where I'm. All right, but yeah, my understanding is if the total cost estimated, 13 million, we were planning over 9, our proportion goes up, but now you also have to keep in mind initially under the PDMG grant, it was a 75-25 split. In Greg and I's constant and diligent work with TEMA, Greg primarily has orchestrated the scenario where we're getting the 95-5. So yes, while the numbers have gone up, the 5% goes up, but the 5% increase is still well below the 25% of the original.
That's great.
So we're getting a much more substantial grant, and we're getting more of a cost benefit because of the percentage distribution.
All right, so we're not going to be dependent upon FEMA for anything else at this point. This the federal share of the Richland is 8.43 of that 9.3 or whatever it was. This is original. It's in the back. I happen to find itself. It's in Tina's bank. Fayetteville City School District is the sole applicant, where Tina is the applicant. Tina's already received this money, the original. We're asking for the 3.2 that's the great thing about an HMGB grant.
Which is the new structure.
The new structure is, they know since COVID that you trying to build a public project and trying to establish a budget for that project, when we first went out to this project under the PDMG, had one bidder. That one bidder could not guarantee subcontractors. It happened. And that was during 2022, during the COVID. And things are getting better now, but inflation has really attacked, especially the steel, because this building is going to be steel and concrete. But the 3.2 we're asking for, all other paperwork had been submitted already, and all we lacked was this letter. And the mayor wanted to pay it from the off-board item, which is perfectly fine. But TEMA has continued on plugging, and all we like to fill our package out for the additional 3.2 is this letter.
That is part of our procedures. The board authorizes and then I sign it. So I can't just sign it without the authorization. of the board.
And I discussed it with Ms. Donna Holden at TEMA, and she said, That's perfectly fine, but we've continued on with the paperwork of asking for the additional funding. If y'all know anything about these, this is DR 4514. 45, disaster recovery 45, that's the federal ID number. That is leftover COVID funding. That's the reason you went from 75-25 to a 95-5. A lot better bang than done.
And this total amount, this is the dome only, right? This is not the build out of the inside, this is just the structure
That's right.
itself. Okay,
All of your,
Non-grant eligible parts for to make it like the gym floor, the bleachers, the goals, scoreboards, things like that are not grant eligible.
and they were beat out as bid alternates, so the school district can pick and choose which ones they wanted. Altogether, it was 13,
Yeah, well,
they only 13.2.
okay, any other questions?
Does the school board accept I believe it's Century Construction Group? Was that an
we
official
have,
acceptance?
we haven't, it's likely that will be the case, but we haven't made a commitment yet until we get the paperwork in order for it. It's a cart before the horse thing until we get some of this stuff. We're not at the point where we say this is, yeah, we don't send the letters until we get all the ducks in a row and yeah, the ducks, we got it.
So the letter is just,
So request.
but not for a distinct amount of money, or it is for a distinct amount of money? Because if you ask for a distinct amount of money, you already have an idea of where you're going to accept it.
Yeah, I mean, we're accepting, and that's based on how's that work? Is that based on the letter of recommendation from the architect?
Architects, under their policy, whether your policy, the in line with 44 CFR, our federal codes, for the payment lands is the lowest or best. What's best for the school district? You weighed the options, and what was best was Century Construction by the $220,000.
Right. So once the school board accepts the bid, does it come back to us, or is that,
I don't think so.
that's the,
We're breaking, we're blazing a new path as we go on this, but I don't think so. I think this is
I think this, the only reason that Mr. Cone is here, meaning you now, is that the city holds a hazardous mitigation claim, and this is a hazardous mitigation grant. They own, if the high school was right outside of city limits and getting the same grant, we wouldn't be here. We would be across the street because the county owns that hazardous mitigation claim. It's all made, who under your hazardous mitigation claim. The same way with flooding issues. Please, it's all the same. You got property in the flood zone. So the county want to do away with them all, buys it on site, make a green space, which is an eligible program up under hazardous mitigation grant program.
make the cities done.
That's the people. We're really holding the mitigation plan. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason since seeing how the back it come cemetery yet.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
With that, our discussion, Debbie, will you call the vote?
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Aye. Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
That motion carries. Item K, Fayetteville City Schools. This is the FY '26 Budget Amendment Number 1. This has been presented to you. There's several changes in this amendment. And it's all within their system, so it's just moving from one line item to another. So do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Small, second.
Second.
Alderman Faulkner for a second. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Faulkner.
Aye.
Ms. Small. Aye. Mr. Oliver.
Aye.
Mr. Bradford.
Aye.
Mr. Keenan.
Aye.
That motion carries. Moving to item L, this is for City Ordinance 2025-26. This is the City of Fayetteville Budget Amendment Number 5. This also has been provided to you. And I am going to read the ordinance so that you understand and everyone understands how the money was posted in the budget. It's the governing body adopted this fiscal year 2026 budget by ordinance number 2025-16 on June 10th, 2025. Whereas the budget was submitted by the Tennessee Comptroller's Division of the Local Government Finance for approval, whereas pursuant to Tennessee Code annotated 9-11-116, availability of funds and services to people in this state shall be limited to the extent that funds are appropriated by the General Assembly or the appropriate governing body of the political subdivision, whereas the governing body needs to amend the budget to allow for increased or decreased revenues and/or expenditures. And whereas the City of Fayetteville has received a donation in the amount of $450, and these said funds will be allocated to the Parks and Recs Department to be used on events. And whereas the City of Fayetteville has received a donation in the amount of $723, and said funds are to be allocated to the Parks and Recs for operating supplies. And whereas the City of Fayetteville has received insurance proceeds in the amount of $728.62. This was in the amount of 2 checks, totaling the $6,000. And said funds will be allocated to the Parks and Rec vehicle repair, $4,853.62, and to the administration building repair of $1,875. Therefore, it is necessary to amend the 25-26 budget to reflect the receipts and the expenditures. Section 1, the revenue adjustment, as I stated, the Parks and Recs revenue budget is hereby increased by $1,273 to be appropriated in the following accounts. One is for events and one is for operating supplies. And then also the expenditure adjustment, Parks and Recs Department expenditures hereby increased by $450 to be appropriated. And it lists the general ledger number, but the amounts, $450, $723 will be posted. Insurance proceeds adjustment is the insurance proceeds on general ledger revenue budget is hereby increased by $6,728.62. This is to be appropriated in the following general revenue account. So in that, out of that expenditure, our revenue, $627.28.62. The Parks and Recs expenditure portion was increased by $4,853.62 to be appropriated for repairs, and then also in the administration, repair and maintenance of the building, it's $1,875. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body that it's hereby adopted the following changes back to its collection. Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Keenan, second. Second by Vice Mayor Bradford. Any discussion? And Debbie, call the vote, please.
Ms. Small. Aye. Mr. Oliver.
Aye.
Mr. Bradford.
Aye.
Mr. Keenan.
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries. Item M. Board, if you will remember or reflect on September 24th, I notified you of some board appointments that were expiring. And first, I would like to reappoint Dan Holt to the Airport Authority. This is a 5-year term in which it will expire September 30th, 2030. Do I have a motion to reappoint?
Motion to reappoint.
Motion by Vice Mayor Bradford, second.
Second.
Second, Alderman Keenan. Any discussion? Debbie Coleman.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. That motion carries. Item N, this also was sent to you previously, and it was for reappointment to Ryan Dalton to the Airport Authority for a 5-year term, and it will expire September 30, 2030. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Keenan, second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Faulkner. Any discussion? Debbie, call a vote.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small? Aye. Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Lastly, I also sent you a filing on Hope Mayo Whalen to be appointed to the Board of Zoning Appeals. She had a very extensive biography. I thought that was really good. Her construction business experience will bring knowledge to the board, and her enthusiasm to become involved in the community is a plus. She will be replacing the seat of Pat Haynes that was expired November 1st, 2024. The new term will expire November 1st, 2027. Do I have a motion to approve?
So,
Motion by Alderman Faulkner, second. Alderman Keenan. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote, please.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Ms. Keenan?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Before we adjourn tonight's meeting, again, I would like to remind everyone that the November meeting will be November the 12th, which is on a Wednesday night due to the holidays at 5 p.m. Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.